This is the ultimate relocation guide for anybody looking to make the move to Delaware. Have some insider tips and some information you're not going to hear really anywhere else because we've been operating here for so long. I've lived here my entire life, and I can tell you firsthand there's so much about Delaware that you probably don't know about. And to showcase that a little bit, let's start with the 3 biggest pros, in my opinion, of moving to Delaware. Number 1 is the tax benefits from our LLC tax, our low property tax, and of course 0% shopping tax. We are a haven for being able to keep your money. Whether you're running a business and don't want to have to give as much to the state and federal government in your business earnings, or you own a property and you don't want to pay that New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maine, New York, all the way up to New Hampshire style property tax that could be $10,000, $20,000. We've seen as high as $56,000 per year in property taxes. Meanwhile, Delaware has an average property tax of just around $1,650, not per month, $1,650 a year. On top of that savings, you're also getting to pay the sticker price for everything located within Delaware. You find food, you find clothes, you find a boat. There's no tax involved, meaning that sticker price is the register price. That's the price you're paying and walking out of the store with that item. And over the long term, that saves a ton of money. Second biggest pro for me is the strategic location of Delaware. Now, of course, nobody sat around on a map and thought, how can we strategically place this state to be optimal? Of course, it just ended up being the way it is, but it's a huge pro to be right over the border from Philadelphia and New Jersey, to be just an hour and a half away from Ocean City, both Jersey and Maryland. Also, to be just over an hour away from Baltimore, Annapolis, Washington, D.C., to be a day trip away from New York City and Williamsburg, Virginia. That is an awesome opportunity, all while getting to pay a price for a home and living expenses for an area that doesn't have those big rustly, bustly areas like these big cities, but you get to be right next to them. You get to be within a day's trip, a quick drive, sometimes even a train ride, like if you're going up to New York City. You are close to everything without having to pay the premium of being in those areas. Are you considering a move to the great state of Delaware? At Law for Realty, we've helped hundreds of people make that move with over $200 million worth of real estate sold in Delaware just since 2019. We're the #1 Google reviewed team in the entire state of Delaware. We're super proud of that, and we'd love to help you relocate to Delaware if that's the next move for you. And stick around for the middle of the video, because whether you're looking to retire, move for military purposes, get a small town vibe, or get a top school district, I'm gonna tell you the main areas to be able to accomplish all those and the top spots that no one really talks about. And with all this experience in Delaware, we went ahead and created the only relocation guide you're ever gonna need. Best places to live, property taxes, school districts, restaurants, hospitals, police, everything you're gonna need to know about a possible relocation to the great state of Delaware. County by county, city by city, school by school, you'll know the taxes, you'll know the property value, you'll know everything you need to know about Delaware and which spot's gonna be best for you in relocating to it. You'll find the link to this free guide in the bio below. Let's get back to the video. Third biggest pro for me is the growing job market and population. Delaware residents will not agree with me on this one. Most will say, hey, Delaware growing isn't good. More people coming in isn't what we want. Get this beach traffic out of here. But let me tell you this right now. Delaware's growing. That's just a fact. You can argue about it, you can be mad about it, or you can embrace it. As an investor, as a savvy homeowner, look at this like, hey, if we're in a state that's the second smallest state in the country, so there's not as much acreage as other states, and it's a state that's gaining people from Pennsylvania, Maryland, Virginia, New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Maine, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all the way up the coast. It's gaining people. So if we're gaining people and there's not a ton of land available, that tells me one thing and one thing for sure, that demand is going up while supply won't be able to go as fast. So price points should continue to go up. To break that down even simpler, if we continue to have people that want to move to Delaware, we're gonna keep getting new restaurants, we're gonna keep getting bigger, nicer hospitals, we're gonna keep getting better infrastructure, our towns are gonna grow, there's more tax money to go around. We're gonna keep growing, and that means a home in Delaware, more than likely's value, is also gonna keep growing, and that means it's a great move potentially for you. Now let's draw that back with a few cons. Every area has a few drawbacks to go with its bonuses, and Delaware has a lot of awesome bonuses to it, but let's go through a few of the things that people don't like about Delaware. If you're the young, energetic partier, go-getter, I'm sorry to tell you, Delaware does not have a ton on the club and night scene. Dewey Beach and Trolley Square are probably your two biggest hot spots for Party City in Delaware. To be able to go out, grab a drink, be out till 1, 2 a.m. and live it up. It's probably your only two areas. And if that's the type of thing you're looking to do on a week after week basis, Delaware might not be the move for you. But going back to our earlier chat, being near Philadelphia, being a day trip from New York City and Baltimore gives you the ability to get to those places without having to live in those places. Another cons are fluctuating weather. If you're looking to retire to Florida, San Diego, a place where it's just 75 and sunny every single day, Delaware's not that place. We get rain, we get snow, we get sleet, we get tornadoes, we get hot summers, we get cold winters, and we get beautiful spring and beautiful fall. We get all 4 seasons in rotation. You're gonna see every form of weather. You need to have the closet packed for every form of temperature and weather condition because we're gonna get a lot of it. We're a coastal state and we're right between a peninsula. We catch some of that lake snow during the winter and we catch the thunderstorms rising up during the summer. So Delaware can be a bit unpredictable with its weather, as are a lot of areas, but Delaware is definitely one of them. So whether you're looking to retire to Delaware or you just want that beach vibe, here are 3 top beaches in Delaware, as well as the 3 top growing beach towns that need to be on your radar. Our 3 main beaches in this area you'll hear a lot about are Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, and Bethany Beach. Lewis and Rehoboth are oftentimes deemed as our crown jewel area with so much shopping, so many restaurants, and a beautiful boardwalk and downtown area. That is an area that a lot of people end up flocking to. Moving a little bit down south from Rehoboth, you get to Dewey Beach, earlier referenced as the big party area, which is also home to some of the most gorgeous luxury beach homes you can find, upwards of $6 and even $8 million right on the water. And farther south than Dewey Beach is the slower Bethany Beach, which is where a lot of people choose to retire in the Delaware area when they're looking for the beaches, with a great downtown, great atmosphere, and very relaxed vibe. The 3 beach towns that should be on your radar if you're not looking to live on the water are Milton, Millsboro, and Harbison. Milton and Millsboro specifically have grown immensely over the last few years as a strong retirement area in Delaware. With lots of golf, tons of restaurants, and growing infrastructure around these towns, places like Milton and Millsboro are just north, about 10-15 minutes from the beaches, so you get to be near the beach without having to pay the premium of being on the beach. And then Harbison is west of Lewis, closer to getting into central Delaware, as you're gonna still be about 15 minutes from the coast, but you have the ability to live in one of the big up-and-coming communities. So many new homes are being built up in these areas, and you have the opportunity to get into one of these that still has you within 10-15 minutes of the water and all the fun of Lewis and Rehoboth, while still being slightly off the beaten path and not having to pay that giant premium for being on the sand. Military families, let me talk to you. I'm a military family myself, served in the Army. My father and mother were both 20-year retirees from the military, and if you are PCSing to Dover, I have some information for you. So if you prefer a more relaxed living environment while in the Dover Air Force Base area, I'm gonna suggest going down Route 1 to 2 areas, Magnolia or Frederica. Magnolia is a quick exit off near Jonathan's Landing Golf Course to get you to Irish Hill, which is pretty much your main highway through Magnolia. Lots of law enforcement, lots of military, and tons of awesome people live in Magnolia, and it keeps you within about 10 minutes from the Air Force Base. While going a little farther south, you get to the place where you might have some lakes, some ponds, some woods, some larger acreage in Frederica. And this will put you at about 15 to 20 minutes from the Air Force Base, but again, even more relaxed vibe. And if you're looking to be closer to the Air Force Base, or at least closer to Dover, I would suggest looking at towns like Camden, Wyoming, Dover itself, or even northern than Dover, Smyrna. And if you're thinking about those areas in terms of the value of the homes in there, in order, you would look at Smyrna, Dover, Camden, Magnolia, Frederica, Wyoming. If you're looking for a top school district in Delaware, I can point you in the direction of 2 that rank high on almost every list. Appoquinimink, best of luck spelling it, and Cape Henlopen. Now, Cape Henlopen's one of the beaches that I didn't reference earlier because it doesn't have a strong residential presence, but is an amazing beach to go to, small boardwalk, really chill, great for the family. The Cape Henlopen School District, though, butts right up against the Indian River School District and offers a plethora of opportunity, both in the academic and sports side. And Appoquinimink, located in Newcastle County, boasts a lot of the similar features that Cape Henlopen does, but being farther north and having an even bigger sports program in some eyes than Cape Henlopen does. And speaking of sports programs, we have a private school, Salesianum, which brought about Dante DiVincenzo, and he currently starts for the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA. Now, if none of that matters to you and you're craving that small town, farm town style atmosphere, let me point you in the perfect direction. I was raised on Main Street in Felton, Delaware, and that would be my bullseye for where you want to go if that's what you're looking for. Located just on the line of Kent and Sussex County, this is a spot that's going to give you access to all the places in Delaware while also keeping you a little bit off the beaten path. It's got that everybody knows everybody vibe, small communities, and is an area that's slowly starting to see infrastructure being built out, so I feel that homeowners that are savvy enough to see the opportunity can get in there over the next 3 to 5 years and see a great return on their investment of owning a home in that area. Other small towns on the list are like Viola, Houston, Harrington. You can go up north to Hartley. There's a lot of these small little areas and small little farm town areas. Even if you go down south, you can get to Georgetown, Greenwood, but Felton is going to be my bullseye. Now, you've heard me reference Newcastle County and Kent County and Sussex County, and that's because Delaware only has 3 counties, and it's basically chunked up in Sussex being the southern part where you have the beaches and the farmland. You'll hear the term slower, lower Delaware, or lower, slower Delaware, I should say, LSD. You'll hear that thrown around a lot. That's where our farmers are at. That's where you can get a little, country accent a little bit. A little bit more NASCAR lovers down there. But Kent County is our middle ground. That's where Dover, Smyrna, Magnolia, Felton, half of Milford and half of Smyrna are located. And then going farther north, we have the other half of Smyrna, Middletown, the Canal, Newcastle, Bear, Wilmington, Hockessin, Pike Creek, and all those towns. Sussex County offers everything from luxurious homes, boardwalks, charming beach towns, to ponds, lakes, and outdoor recreation that would have any outdoorsy person so excited. Kent County has everything from your small town vibe to Dover Air Force Base, the capital city. Dover's right there, to the hustle and bustle up north of Smyrna. And Newcastle County has a bustling job market, tons of restaurants, tons of golf, and tons of growing infrastructure because of the population that's moving across the border from PA, Jersey, and like we said, all the way up the coast. Price point wise for these 3 counties, Newcastle County costs you an average of $350,000, Kent County costs you an average of $295,000, and Sussex County can be anywhere between $300,000 and $450,000 on average, depending on where you're at. Now, you may not know this, but whether you pick Kent County, Sussex County, or Newcastle County, you have one large benefit from being in the state of Delaware. And I say that because if you want to go to the Winterthur Gardens in the northernmost part of Delaware, and then follow that up with lunch in Camden in central Delaware at Restaurant 55 or Cool Springs or Roma Italian, and then also go down to the beaches to walk the sand, go down the boardwalk, go shopping, hit dinner, then maybe go down to Dewey Beach and have a drink, partied up, hang with friends. You could do all of that in one day. So Delaware is not just great for getting outside of it, like to Baltimore, Annapolis, New Jersey, Philadelphia. It's also great internally because you can experience all of the awesome parts of Delaware no matter where you live. And so if you're someone that's savvy looking at Delaware as an opportunity, I want to give you something that I'm only going to give you, and that's here, my personal cell phone number, and I want you to test it. I want you to send me a quick text and just let me know what you thought of this video. You're gonna see the blue bubbles pop up. It's my personal cell phone number, and I wanna respond to you. I wanna hear from you. What do you think about Delaware? What are your plans going forward about the potential of relocating to Delaware? And if you're looking at relocation seriously and you're truly savvy about this opportunity and wanna take it with all the information in front of you, we put together this guide that's gonna offer you every tidbit about Delaware, from property taxes, school districts, restaurants, and best places to live based off what you enjoy. This is the ultimate relocation guide, and we're super excited to bring it to you. It's right in the bio. So that's all we have today. Delaware's relocation guide, the ultimate guide, I should say. If you have any questions, like I said, shoot me a text at this number, give us a call, and we'd love to serve you over here at Law for Realty.